Hi everyone, Mike Stuchiner, Master Herbalist here with Z Natural Foods, and today's video is going to be about the topic of bone broth. We're going to specifically talk about chicken bone broth, and I'm also going to, towards the end, go into a little bit about understanding collagen and the three primary types of collagen in terms of food sources, okay? But before we get started, two quick things. One, more information about me, go to my YouTube channel for more great herbal information at a Master Herbalist's with an S perspective. Next is the medical disclaimer. The information you're about to hear is for educational purposes only and is not intended to be used to treat, prescribe, diagnose any specific or general medical conditions, and is not under any circumstances to be used as a substitution for your primary healthcare provider's diagnosis, treatment plan, or medical information. With that said, let's get started. So, chicken bone broth. At Z Natural Foods, they sell various versions of chicken bone broth powder. When we think back to our childhood, there's always fond memories of our mom caring for us when we get sick. But most people remember, excuse me, one exceptional food during those times. Now, I want you to close your eyes. Go on, close them. Take a deep breath through your nose. And I have a question for you. Do you smell it? Yes. I'm speaking about one of the most nourishing foods on Mother Earth. What we like to call the original penicillin, otherwise known as Mom's chicken bone broth soup. Because we at Z Natural Foods know how vital those fond memories are to our customers. We have created and added another amazingly delicious, easy to use, versatile product to our functional food line at Z Natural Foods. Our product is made from the most perfectly selected chicken bones, slow cooked to perfection, and spray dried to create the perfect, most nourishing bone broth powder that's not just delicious, but allows you to have those fond memories with every single cupful. So, what exactly is bone broth? Bone broth is a nourishing and healing food made from a combination of bones like femur and scapula, which are rich in, and parts that are rich in gelatin like feet and knuckles. While not all great sources of quantitative amounts of protein, it's a quality source of complete protein and amino acids used explicitly for potentially restoring well-being. Bone broth is one of the most traditional foods in every culture, used as a tool for nourishing and healing what ails you. And some traditionalists believe it could be one of the most nourishing foods on earth. Bones, marrow, and connective tissue not only contain all the necessary materials needed to keep our structural foundation of our body healthy, but also a litany of amino acids. Bone broth is one of the best natural sources of collagen, a protein found in animal bones, skin, cartilage, ligament, tendons, and marrow. Collagen is a complex protein comprised of 19 essential and non-essential amino acids composed of what are known as 3 helix wound chains, each chain being 1,400 amino acids long. Do you know what that means? It doesn't matter. It's just fun information. Gelatin is the result of when protein collagen is cooked and broken down. It is a unique amino acid profile high in hydroxyproline and proline, which make up about 15% of collagen, and glycine, which makes up 1/3 of collagen protein, which are specific building blocks for collagen that may provide foundational support for healthy joints, skin, hair, and nails. Glutamate, which is derived from the precursor glutamine, is found in quantitative amounts of bone broth and is part of the reason for bone broth's claim to possibly support gut health. Bones, marrow, and connective tissue yield a broad spectrum of essential amino acids, vitamins, and minerals when sourced adequately and appropriately prepared. Bones contain calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, and potassium. The connective tissue material found in knuckles and feet is rich in building blocks for joint health, like glucosamine and chondroitin. Unlike taking compounds in supplement form, this is a direct, usable source. Bone marrow, which is that spongy, dense tissue that fills inside of the bone, is a quantitative source of vitamins A, B2, B12, essential fatty acids, calcium, iron, selenium, and zinc. But beyond those tremendous components, bone marrow also contains unique cofactors that may support deep nourishment beyond the basics. Bone marrow produces both red and white blood cells and platelets. Lymphocytes are also made in the marrow, which support specific immune system responses. All of these intrinsic compounds are directly found in bone broth. Tradition over research. Bone broth has a very long and healthy tradition in a wide variety of cultures, with family recipes passed down from generation to generation. While each family has little secret ingredients they put into the recipe, the base for all bone broths are very similar. The animal bones used in each recipe, whether beef, chicken, fish, or pork, will depend on the culture and the tradition. Chances are when your parents and grandparents made these nourishing broths, they didn't understand why it was essential to use the parts and ingredients being used. All they knew was the recipe passed down was powerful and effective, so they continued on with the tradition. While unfortunately most articles about bone broth don't represent the research very well, it is not uncommon to read articles that reference studies that discuss some of the wonderfully powerful compounds in bone broth, like, for example, glycine and proline, which are two powerful amino acids. But these studies were done on those amino acids as isolated entities in much higher amounts than you would find in bone broth, yielding those very specific results. But don't despair, because while there isn't much quantitative research specifically about bone broth, plenty of good quality research backs up the raw materials known as that you derive from bone broth, which are collagen and gelatin. For example, in a double-blind, placebo-controlled, randomized clinical trial on the effectiveness of collagen peptides on knee osteoarthritis specific to movement in treatment, there was a significant reduction from baseline to visit 7 in the primary endpoints of what are known as WOMAC and VAS scores, and the secondary endpoint of QOL scores in subjects with knee osteoarthritis. While in subjects with the placebo group, the endpoint indicates remains unaltered. Furthermore, all the score levels of WOMAC, VAS, and QOL decreased significantly. Therefore, it was concluded that the study demonstrated that collagen peptides are potentially therapeutic agents as nutritional supplements for the management of osteoarthritis and the maintenance of joint health. In another study of 200 men and women, minimum of 50 years old, patients evaluating the effects of collagen on articular pain, at 6 months, the proportion of clinical responders to the treatment, according to VAS scores, was significantly higher in the collagen group, which was at 51.6%, compared to the placebo group, which was 36.5%. However, there was no significant difference between the groups at 3 months, and there was no significant difference in terms of security and tolerability observed between the two groups. It was concluded in this study, though, that collagen peptides at 1,200 milligrams per day could increase the number of clinical responders compared to placebo. And finally, in a third study, which was a 24-week study evaluating the effects of hydrolyzed collagen in athletes with activity-related joint pain during the following, using the following 6 parameters: joint pain at rest, joint pain when walking, joint pain when standing, joint pain at rest assessed by a physician, and joint pain when carrying objects, and joint pain when lifting. It was stated when data from all subjects were evaluated, 6 parameters show statistically significant changes with the group that supplemented dietary collagen compared to the placebo. Now, when I spoke about at the beginning of this video, I spoke about the fact that you have various sources of foods that can be used for bones. You can use fish, you can use beef, and you can use chicken. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go through a very brief review of what the differences are regarding these different sources of collagen in beef, chicken, and marine. So, beef bone primarily is made up of what is known as type 1 and type 3 collagen. Chicken bone is primarily made up of type 2 collagen, and marine source of collagen is primarily made up of type 1 collagen. Chicken collagen, because it's primarily made up of type 2 collagen, which is found in what is known as elastic cartilage, gives cartilage strength and elasticity and provides joint support. It also supports the binding process with the help of a glycoprotein that plays an essential role in tissue repairs along with other collagens. This type of collagen is often derived from chicken sternum cartilage. In simple terms, type 2 collagen is a peptide and component of joint collagen. And type 2 collagen can be found either as hydrolyzed or undenatured. Beef collagen. Beef collagen, a good portion of the market's hydrolyzed peptide collagens products come from beef bones unless otherwise noted, and are a quality source of type 1 and type 3 collagen, as mentioned a little bit earlier on. Type 1 make up 90% of your body's collagen and is densely packed to provide structure, support for your skin, bones, joints, tendons, and ligaments. Type 3 is what is known as a significant extracellular matrix component found in muscles, arteries, blood vessels, and organs, specific to tissues with large portions of elastic fiber. Type 3 collagen also interacts with platelets in the blood clotting cascade and is an essential signaling molecule in wound healing. And finally, marine collagen. Marine collagen is a form of collagen sourced from the bones, skins, fins, and scales of fresh and saltwater fish, jellyfish, sponges, sea urchins, octopus, squid, and prawn. Marine collagen is primarily made up of type 1. According to the Journal of Applied Pharmaceutical Science, marine collagen has advantages over land animal sources. It's a high content of collagen, environmentally friendly, has a lower body temperature than land animals, thereby aiding in greater absorption. Greater absorption due to low molecular weight, less significant religious and ethical constraints, minor regulatory and quality control problems. The presence of biological contaminants and toxins is almost negligible. A low inflammatory response, less immunogenic, and seems to be more metabolically compatible with humans. So, I hope this was a very helpful video for you guys to understand a little bit about bone broth, all the special constituents found in bone broth, and that little extra added something special here at the end where I talk about understanding the different kinds of sourced collagens. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. And this is Mike Stuchiner, Master Herbalist with Z Natural Foods, signing out. I'll see you next time.